good
but that
stuff. I
takes
agree. I
time,
agree.
money.
I
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, those people
But
that show up with a messy house, that just drives me nuts.
yeah. He's not talking about you. He's not talking
No,
about you.
no, Mama Tot, not at
Oh,
all,
I
not
wouldn't
at
care
all.
if it was. Look, my media room is messy. I got a dinosaur laying on the floor over here. Like, get out of here.
Too naughty or too nice? You decide with the Too Nice, Too Naughty podcast.
269.
Welcome to another inspiring Too Naughty, Too Nice, where we dive deep into the stories of remarkable individuals who are making a difference in this world. I'm your host, Santa Corky, and today we have not one, but two incredible guests who have touched countless lives with their kindness, their passion, their compassion, and unwavering dedication to lifting up others. First, we have the warm. Let me back that up. First, we have the heartwarming, beloved Mama Tot, who has captured the hearts of millions on social media with her wisdom, her authenticity, her infectious positivity, known for her down-to-earth advice and her ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Mama Tot has become a beacon of hope and love in the world that often needs it most. Welcome, Mama Tot.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. You forgot one thing, Santa. You left
Oh,
out sassy. Okay,
sassy,
you have to say because I will give you some sass. Look,
sassy.
I don't come on there and sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna give you some good love, but I'm gonna give you some tough love, but I'm gonna be sassy. So you forgot sassy, but we'll deal with it later.
But also very demure. Very
Very
Oh,
graceful,
geez, you
very
got
cutesy. I love Jules.
to.
Love Jules.
I
I
had
love
to.
Jules. What an incredible person Jules is. But yes, I'm happy to be back. Thank you very much for having me back. I had such a good time
you,
last time, so I was
yeah,
eager to jump and say, absolutely, I'm coming. Yep, I'm coming back.
yeah. And then we have the next perfect diamond right next to her,
Oh,
right with her.
in the
And that
rough.
joining us is Danielle Claudio, the visionary founder of Spread the Cheer USA, an organization dedicated to bringing joy and support to those in need. Danielle's passion for giving back and her relentless drive to make a difference have led to countless lives being transformed through her power of community and generosity. Welcome, ladies. I'm so honored and humbled to have you here and excited. So together, these two extraordinary ladies have built a powerful platforms that not only inspire, but also create real lasting change. And I mean that, real lasting change. Today, we'll be exploring their journeys, their challenges, that they get faced with, their incredible impact that they have made on the world, literally on the world. So sit back, relax, get ready, and be inspired by the stories of Mama Tot and Danielle. All right. There
Cue
we
theme
go.
song.
There we go. There we go. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now I have a list of questions here, but I kind of well, I want to know, Mama Tot. First of all, what inspired you to start doing what you do on social media? What inspired you to get going?
Well, I mean, I always had like a social media, like a book face page. I mean, Facebook, I call it book face, Facebook page or IG or something. But what inspired me to do what I do now with my platforms was actually the comments of my very first viral video. And in that viral video, I was lifting somebody up. And I wasn't trying to do it for anything other than I needed to speak to her quick, fast, in a hurry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't prepare anything. I just set the phone down and I talked to her as if I was talking to myself at 17 years old, 18 years old. And I posted the video, and I went on back to work because I was on my lunch break. It was the comments of that video. It was, I feel safe here. I wish I had a mom like that. And I just remember reading them and feeling like, for one, I found my people, because I really, honest to goodness, used to think that I was the only one that had a mom like I did. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started talking about it on my socials, I discovered I was not alone, which has been something very healing, actually. But it was the comments that I thought, okay, I'll do just that. I'll use this platform to help people feel better about things, to let them know that they're not alone. We are going to get through this. You might be jumping an entire hurdle that you can't even see the day of light, but I promise you, there's going to be a little crack in that mountain. It's going to get bigger and bigger. So it was people, their comments is what encouraged me and inspired me to keep going. But it was a total accident how I became like Mama Tot itself, and how the platform just grew. It was just a total accident. I created that account because I'm nosy. I'm a nosy Southern woman. And I created the account to be a watcher like
Right.
everybody else. I'm still just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it really was that it all kind of happened accidental. But when you really think about it, you totally understand how and why it happened the way that it did. And it was
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
that needed to happen.
Yeah. And, Danielle, I want you to jump in anytime that you feel like making a comment on, because we're going to kind of make this, not me just interviewing, but you guys, we're here doing this together kind of thing, because we all kind of do the same thing. And there's something that might inspire you, Danielle, to say something here. So it's very important that you do. If you feel like saying something, jump in, interrupt me.
Yeah.
So please,
I love
please.
interrupting you, Santa.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
Right. Okay, moving on. Okay, listen. How do you stay so grounded and stay in your authenticity when you have just, especially with the following that you have? How do you stay grounded? Because I noticed something about you. You can't be bought by some brand. You can't, somebody is going to come up and tell you, you have to say this, that, this is what you want me to do. You just look at it and say, hey, I don't. I mean, I just know how you are. If I like it, I'll talk about it. All right. Let me get together. Send a box of it.
It's sassiness.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's it.
I mean, it's true, but I'm getting stumbled up here. Okay, so being authentic is very, very important to me. For me, and this is just my opinion and how I personally see things, and people might not agree, and that's okay. That's all right. There's an influencer, and then there's a creator. Okay, so I see an influencer as someone who is using their socials for just that, for influencing. They're taking photos by a Ferrari. They're showing their new Chanel bag. They're trying the newest makeup. I see that as an influencer. And yeah, we need those. Show us great products. Let us know what to buy. And then you have creators, and there's so many different kinds of creators. You have family creators, you have comedy creators, you have so many people, normal people, that just create content, right? And I think with me is I knew from instantly that if I was going to step into campaigns and brand partnerships, it was never going to be with a product or a brand that I didn't like, or was not good, or didn't stand behind their products, or I'm never going to do that.
Right.
I don't care if you offer me $10 million. I'm not coming on my platform and telling people who listen to me with all of their ears that something is good and it's not. I'm not going to let you take away my favorite people's hard-earned money because I wanted your dollar. That's just not going to be that. So I
Right.
think I'm a little different. Even with things like on TikTok, like TikTok Shop, I've purchased every single item myself so that I have the control over that
I did the
video.
same thing. Yeah, I've done the
Yeah.
same.
Exactly. Like I'll buy that product, and if it's no good, I'm gonna tell them. But if you don't purchase it and you
Of
get
course
that
you
item
would.
for free, that you got to get on there and be like, I bought this, it's great. You get it down here. Let me buy this myself. So is being authentic is just being myself. I
Hmm.
wouldn't tell my girlfriends to buy that shampoo if it was terrible. I wouldn't tell my daughter to go buy that sofa because that's a great furniture store. So being
Hmm.
You know
authentic
what's
is super
funny?
easy.
That's so true, because even for the Cheer Choice Awards, when we were, creating the whole show and the whole concept, I refuse to use, and I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but I refuse to use the word influencer. I use creators. It's
I did
celebrating.
notice that. I did
Yeah,
notice that.
it's
I
celebrating
appreciated it.
creators,
Yeah.
not influencers, because I think there is
That's
a big
interesting.
difference,
I did not pick up on that, but I mean,
I did.
that's inspiring to hear that because I didn't know the real difference. I didn't learn how to separate the difference. But you're right. You're
But
right.
when you
No,
Yeah,
no,
hear it, it makes
influencers,
sense.
cool.
yeah, definitely, are influencing you to do something. And I think that's can almost be derogatory and negative in a sense. And so, but creators and being creative is a very positive and inspiring word. And so that's for me, I also agree with that. I think that's,
Okay. Oh, yeah.
we're
Because
creators.
they're creating unique content that is
Mhm.
that's from them, and we've got fancy creators that do all those amazing edits and all, like it's limitless to the things that we see on places, like TikTok and everywhere like that. Like it's incredible to see the talent out there that people do with just their
Right.
video alone. But I
Right.
I did notice that. I noticed that right off the bat that the word influencer wasn't in there. I appreciate that. I was like, yes, we're creators. We're creating content for the people that like us the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
But
So
it's not
cool.
hard. That's me. I just want to be myself in front of the camera. I don't want to play a
Right.
character. I don't want that. I just want to be me. And if
Right.
people love it, great. I love you. If they don't like it, that's okay. I still love you anyway. I don't ever
Exactly.
want to be anything else. I just want to share everything of my life, the good, the bad, the
Yeah.
hardships, the
Yeah. Yeah.
struggles, the really tough things. I want people to look at. I made a video about this yesterday. I want
Uh huh.
people to see me as being relatable. Like I still have people that are like, Mama Tot, you have 12 million followers and you still live in your old house. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still paying on it too.
Yeah.
I'm a little different, a little different.
Yeah.
I don't just do this for like an income. I
Right.
do this because I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the being the authentic part and people tell, like, my favorite comment to ever receive above anything else is somebody saying that I'm down to earth. Thank you. Because that's where
Yeah.
I want to be. I want to be down
Yeah.
here with the common folk. Okay.
Right.
So down to
Yeah.
earth works for me.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well said. Well said. Okay, Danielle, what inspired you? You've been on the podcast also before, but I'd like you to reiterate a little bit about that. And Mama Tot, I need some help here. So
Oh, I got you.
if you could break out some of your talk show host skills, that would really be helpful.
Oh, can I take over now?
And okay, go ahead. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Just kidding. I'm just
It
kidding.
is
I'm
Mama
just
no,
Tot,
kidding.
take
really.
over.
I would love that. Go ahead, interview me. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay.
Start with.
So
Oh, here we
okay.
go. I
Is
can't. Here, let me
there?
get the script for you. I mean,
Just rip it. Just rip it up, because she doesn't follow script. We already know.
okay.
Okay, so we were going with Danielle first, and I actually want to
Get your
notice
camera. Get
because
centered up a little bit. You're off to the side. Get centered up. There you
is
go.
that good?
Yeah. Now, see,
Must be
Yeah.
she thought she
okay.
left yeah, she thought that I turned it all over to her, but no, that's not.
Okay, I just want to ask, like, and you're probably going to ask Danielle this, like, anyway, because, like, I know Danielle. Danielle's a friend, but there are things like about Danielle that I don't know, and that's what I want to ask. So, where were you at in your life when you thought, you know what, I want to develop this, I want to create this, which became Spread the Cheer, and then became Cheer Choice Awards. Then it's this big, amazing thing that you have now accomplished. But where were you at in your life when you decided to do that?
Oh my gosh, yes, that's a great question, Ophelia. No, I was in a really, and I've told this story, I mean, countless times, but sometimes it takes being in a dark place to actually be able to look up and see the light, and I had just gone through a very traumatic divorce, like literally 2 months prior. And it was the first time that my kids had been away from me overnight. And I was just so sad. I just remember sitting on the couch, I had decorated my Christmas tree. There were presents underneath it. And I just was sitting there staring at it in the silence. Like if you can imagine that vibe and that energy, and just feeling so down and sad for myself. And I go, like, what is your problem? Like, why are you sad? Like, look at these presents you're providing for your kids. You have this brand new house that you just moved into. Like, there's no reason for you to be feeling that kind of way. There's people out there that have it way worse. And, it was in that moment, literally, like I can remember it so vividly that I was like, this is stupid. I'm done with this feeling. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to change my mindset and change the lives of someone else. And so I literally in that moment vowed to do that. I made like a TikTok video within that hour, and I had a very small following, but I was like, you know what, maybe I can get more people to come and help and pitch in, and we can do even more. And it happened, it happened. And fast forward to today, we've, through Spread the Cheer USA and everyone's help and people like you, Santa and Ophelia, and like you guys coming on board and believing in the cause is what has allowed us to be able to help, tens of thousands of families all across the country, which is absolutely incredible, and I couldn't be more grateful.
That's got to be healing though, right? Like that's very healing to do for other people. So I'm sure that it kind of was created at the right time, because going through a divorce like that and having the home kind of look a little different when the kids have to go to dads and family members and things like that, you're already in a whole new little world, but you're dealing with a whole lot of sadness because life looks very different through a divorce. So it's had to just like add complete healing along the way. As you grew, so did Spread the Cheer.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it, like all of us here right now are probably in it for some sort of similar reason, like, right? Because changing the lives of others is a great distraction when you're hurting and when you're sad and you're in pain. And it like lets that light into your soul when you're in such a dark spot. And so like, kind of like you said, with like seasonal depression, it's the same kind of concept. It gives you that thing to look forward to, and to be able to just see a smile on someone else's face is life-changing.
I think it's hard for a lot of people. You know how you may even experience this before, like just everything that could go wrong in someone's life is going wrong. They lose their job, their car breaks down, like they a friendship breaks up, or what. It's like a big ball of cloud that just comes over them. I think it's so hard for people to be able to look for tomorrow if they don't have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I think if they can just pick these, it could be small things, big things, anything. If they can just pick something small, medium, large, or something that they've got that means something to them, that gives them joy, that gives them happiness, and they do have something to look forward to, that'll just help them along the way. So I can't like even imagine how quickly your mental health might have had a turnaround though. Like I'm sitting here thinking like all that happened when Spread the Cheer became Spread the Cheer. Like I just feel like the next day you jumped up and was like, okay, I got to get started. That I don't know why I feel that's what you were doing, and then you just kept going. And
I mean, you still have your days, right? We all do, where it's hard, and like some days it's still hard, and some days I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Like, is this, am I doing this the right way? Like you have that self-doubt. And it still seeps in every once in a while. And there's still times where it's lonely or like whatever. But then, like right now I'm in Las Vegas, and we're, the connections that I've made through Spread the Cheer and Cheer Choice Awards have allowed me to, venture out to other different opportunities. And so it's constant, but that's life. Like, life is full of the ups and downs and the good and bad and the dark and the light. And without those, it would actually get pretty monotonous and boring. So I'm thankful for the down times and the good times, and thankful for where we all are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that now? Listen, you said earlier briefly, we were just chit chatting before we started, that 13 years ago was when you made the decision to get sober. So where were you at when you became this? When you became Santa? When you became our friend? Where were you at when you decided that this was something that you were going to do, to bring this love, to bring this joy, to really change things, not just for yourself, but everybody around you?
Yeah. I have to back up a little bit. And 13 years ago, I was basically homeless, other than I found a $500 trailer to live in. And I found, oh, you know, and if you go back into my history, I've been a business owner. I've been successful at a few other businesses and stuff, but the eggnog took me out, and it took me out to where my family was rejecting me, and I actually was sleeping on couches of some family and some friends, and they said, You got to get out of here. You got to get on with your life. You're better. You know what? My family and my friends saw more in me than what I was doing at that time. They were disgusted on how I was wasting my life away
Right.
when I had so much more potential, because they seen the potential shine every now and then. And then there was just a moment in my trailer that I literally fell on my face and hands on the floor and said, Lord God, what do you want? What do you want me to do? I'm done. I obviously, my best thinking got me here. I need some help. I need help now. What do you want me to do? And I heard in my spirit, in my soul, in my whole being is serve my people. I go, what? Serve my people. And I had no idea exactly what that meant. I get chills thinking about this. Because I didn't know what to do. And so, well, I'll go to the mission and I'll serve there. But at the time, I probably could have used a meal or two at that time because I didn't have much money. But I decided to stop drinking. This is when I said, I'm done. I'm over. I'm not drinking. Right. I'm going to go. I found a church I like going to. When the doors were open, I went to that church. And when I wasn't in the church, I was at the mission volunteering. And that was that's a horrible word. That was serving food. And then they said, would you like to help us cut carrots? I said, sure. So I started doing that. And my recovery started then. I was involved in AA. I was involved in my church. And I just started hearing stuff. I started applying what God had said and AA had said to do, and my sponsor. And I just started slowly getting better. Well, my life was changing faster than I thought, because then the mission goes, hey, how would you like to have a job? I said, of course I would like to have a job. And they hired me to be to work at their thrift store, and that was to repair stuff. And this is only 13 years ago. I mean, I was 58 years old, at that time. And so and this wasn't, I didn't own a business, but I was at a place that I was ready to do anything to change my life. And so I repaired stuff for the thrift store so we could put it out on the shelf. And then it was for the mission, so it was for a good thing. God started changing my heart. God started changing my attitude. Well, my family started coming back. They were let me spend some time with them, and things just started to come around. And then 2 years of doing that, 3 years right in there, I met my wife, Mrs. Tracy, because she worked for the mission too. They also had a catering business, a big fancy thing that they did. They catered, and it helped raise money for the Union Gospel Mission here. And so
nice.
I met her. A cool story behind that. But I said in my life, I said, I said that God, I'm not going to date anymore. I'm not going to seek any, I'm not looking for one because my picker is messed up. My picker is messed
I
up.
understand that
Mhm.
Oh,
fully.
you relate to that? So I just
I
give it
do.
to God because I wasn't picking the right people. I was picking them for the wrong reasons. I said, Lord, you're going to pick this one. Yeah, I want you to find this one.
Mhm.
And there she was.
200% better than I would have ever picked. This woman is dedicated and loves me so much and takes care of me and just, she is the perfect 1950s woman. She is a traditional woman. She caters to her husband. Everything revolves around me and supporting everything what I do. And man, I wish she could give classes on ways to treat your husband because she is absolutely top shelf. And so anyway, so God, then that's when things really changed for me. Started going. I'm supposed to be interviewing you guys. So
Well, you know what? I mean, Ophelia has a pretty incredible husband like that too. I mean, your story is kind of,
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
everything.
not it's similar, right? Like from what I know.
Yeah,
let's
because
hear it. Let's
that
hear it.
the I got married at 18. I mean, I
Uh-huh.
really had no business getting married at 18, but I was so eager to be part of a family. I had a mom and a dad. They were married, until he passed away when I was 13. And, you guys know my childhood wasn't very good. And then I had to leave home at 16 with a baby, not by choice. I was so eagerly looking for a father for my little baby and a family for myself. And I don't regret this because I feel like the good Lord sent him to me at the right time. And I
Yeah.
married him and we had our children together. And we was married 6 or 7 years. It wasn't a very good marriage, but we divorced amicably, stayed friends. I mean, I was friends with his next wife and everything. But anyway, um, after that divorce, I was like, I'm never getting married again. And I was still in my early 20s. I was going to be fine. I was going to be fine. I just didn't want to go through what I had went through in that marriage. And what I went through in that marriage was really traumatic. And I was broken. I was like a broken little bird. I thought that everybody was going to do that to me. And if that's what marriage looked like for people, then I didn't want it. So, there I was just single, and I had some girlfriends that had begged me to go to this social event that night. And I was like, I'm not going nowhere with y'all because, for one, y'all are too wild for me. And number two, I just not really feeling it. But I finally got dragged to go, and that's where we met. And he called the next night, went on a date, and he's probably the best thing that ever happened to me besides my children. He's great. But here's the thing, though, is that March will celebrate 19 years together, right? And 15 married. All 19 years and all 15 married was not perfect and blissful and all of that. There have been ups and downs, not anything too terrible that, would cause somebody to divorce, no, none of the bad stuff, right?
I
It
know.
was
I've
just
thought about loading a sleigh myself and getting out of here, but it
Like
would
I'm
just
out of
be
here.
it's the normal stuff, the
right.
not getting along, the arguments, the little nitpicking. It was really that. And I was putting, basically, I was throwing my whole life into my career in the furniture industry. I was neglecting things. It got to an almost divorcing moment until both of us had to make some changes together at the same time.
Yeah.
And we did. And that was like 7 or 8 years ago. And I kid you not, that we don't even argue. It's like none of that ever occurred. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you, but we had to grow. We really had to grow,
Mhm.
and we had to learn from those small mistakes that both of us would make in a marriage. Um, and I talk about those on my platform because I never want people to look at us and be like, oh, they're the perfect couple. Yeah, we're pretty good, but I'll still cuss him on the phone and hang up if I get mad. So I mean, let's just, I'm normal and I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But it was that first marriage was dang near terrible, and it really did traumatize me. But whatever it was that needed to be healed with that has already been healed, and it's probably been healed by him because he's a great person and he gets along with everybody and he's short like me.
He's so nice. He's literally like
Very.
everybody on my team. Like after every time we see you guys, everyone's like so in love with your husband. They're like, he's
the
just
best.
the best guy.
He's the best.
So
He
okay,
won't-
I do have a question though, because you guys are like making me like, because I'm in that space where I'm like, I am never getting married ever again. Like, what?
No.
Like, because you guys are both kind of like, there's similarities to your stories a little bit,
There
right?
is. They're probably surprising. So some of the things that you said in there are very much like mine. I could have teed off on a few things like, are you kidding me? You too? So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, what advice would you give someone in my situation who's like, you know, fresh out of a divorce, who is like, has this mindset that marriage is terrible? And like, what advice would you give to someone who, you know, is in that mindset and maybe is hopeful still somewhere underneath that, you know, that it's possible to find that again? Like, what are the... What do you do in that situation?
I would let Mama talk first, but she won't shut up, so I'm going to jump in here for a minute.
That's your sassiness. Sassy pants.
I'm just going to throw one
true.
quick thing out. This is quick, Mama Tot. This is quick. Yeah, I should call you Ophelia, but you're Mama Tot.
No, nobody even calls me Ophelian. Like, nobody calls me that.
Well,
It's either Opie or Mama
OB,
Yeah,
Mama.
Mama
I ain't
Tot or
calling you
Opie.
Mama.
or Sassy Pants.
Oh,
That's a new one. That's a
Sassy.
new one.
I'll figure one out for you. Before it's over, I'll
Right.
figure one out for you. But
There
I'm
you
just
go.
going to say a quick one. That this is what I did when I first said, "Okay, God, you're gonna have to pick this one." And then I heard, "Become the person that you want to attract."
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
That is
become
good.
the person
That's really
you
good.
want to attract. Now, you don't have to be a logger or picture person or anything like that. But
How do I become a 6'4", well off, attractive male? How do I do that?
I don't even, every time I see you, Danielle, it's so hard to believe that
Yes.
men are just not beating your door down. Like,
Yes.
it's crazy. I don't understand
Yes.
it. But
Yes, I agree.
you're so
Are you kidding me?
beautiful. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
The same thing. Are you kidding me? That she should have guys all over the place.
Real talk.
Yeah.
What I attract
Real
is
talk.
people
Let's talk
who
real talk.
physically are interested in me and not like for the long haul. And I don't know if it's just this era of dating and like that's where we're at in the world, or if I'm just attracting the wrong thing, or I really don't know. Like, I just have given up.
No, I think that. No, I think that's been going on for years. But I'm serious about becoming the person. If you make a good evaluation of the person that you want to be, you just said some outside stuff. You start with the inside stuff. I had to start with the inside stuff, and the outside stuff came. Yeah, the outside stuff came. I wish I could. I even had this pictured physically what my wife was going to look like, and yeah, she's got big boobs, and I love it.
No, and I say that I'm literally joking. I was thinking of that song, like, I'm looking for a man in finance. You know that one?
Yeah.
I was thinking of that.
Yeah.
But realistically, like, obviously,
what would this guy look like inside? What would this guy look like inside? Okay, Mama Tot, I'll let you take over here because I know you're going. I wish you'd.
Look, here's the thing. Papa Tot wasn't even my type, which is the crazy part. Like, I've made him into my type now. Like, I got him to go bald.
Really?
I got him to grow the beard. It's salt and pepper now, like bald salt and pepper beard, like he's perfect now. But when he was not my type. Like, we're both short. Come on. Like, it's just, he was not my type. But the longer I spent time with him, the more that I just seen this really good person that wanted to spend time with my children and was such a hard worker. Oh my gosh. Like, an
Yeah.
incredible provider. Like there were so many of these amazing qualities, and it was like the more time I spent, before I knew it, I just fallen in love. So my advice to you would be like, don't specifically jump on the ones that you feel are your type. You would be pleasantly surprised to know that you actually have more of a type. You could find the person that is so not what you're looking for, but they're the person. You just fall in love with that person, and nothing else really matters. Like, you want like a 6'7", tall, dark, and handsome, and you never know. You might find an average size Steve that ends up being the best thing that happened to you.
It's so true. And you know what? I'm like, I know this is going to come across as like, I'm just one of those women, but I really don't have a physical type. Like, if you look at my dating history, my marriage, like the different people that I've been in a relationship with, you'd be like, what is her type? Because it is all over the place. I really do resonate with energy, and like, I just haven't found someone who is on my level. Like, I just really haven't, like, internally, like, I have to just have that. There's that energy, and you know what I'm talking about. It's just like, it just connects with your soul, and I have not found that in anyone.
Just be open though, and always, never doubt. Just know that not everybody is going to hurt you like the last person did. If the time comes, and you do run into somebody and you start dating and you really really like them, whatever you went through in that past relationship, always remind yourself that this one didn't do anything. So always start fresh. Don't try not to bring what hurt you from the last one into the next one, because you don't want to taint that. You want to start fresh and remember that person didn't hurt you, someone else did, and it's okay to let somebody else help your heart heal, doing it their way. That'd be my best advice.
That's so valid. Yeah. And I probably do have more healing to do,
Yeah.
On a personal level. But yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
That's very insightful, though. I appreciate that.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. Good wisdom. Yeah. Great wisdom. Dan?
Well, I mean, should we have a dance break or something? I feel like I feel like maybe we should play some Christmas music, or I don't know. I feel like we got way serious and deep.
I'm leaving if you turn on Christmas music. I'm getting the heck out of here.
Oh,
you're gonna throw me right into my dog. Listen. When I used to work at my last job I was at for years, it was mandatory. They better not turn that Christmas music on until December 1st. If it got turned on in October and November, I would throw a actual fit. And come December, you better believe, before I even walked in there to unlock the second door, they'd already had that Christmas music blaring. I'm like, y'all, I mean, come on. Like, and it's so funny because my daughter, her and her fiance have their own apartment. And my daughter goes and buys these fall decorations for her living room, like a pumpkin pillow and all this stuff, and sends it a photo to me, and I'm like, whose kid are you? Not mine. Like, what are you doing buying pumpkin pillows and lattes? Like, get out of here with that man. She drags me for that. She's like, this is why I moved out, so I can have my fall and Christmas decorations. So fine, you go decorate your apartment.
Just so you know, Opie, that Santa, I heard a rumor, and this could be totally not true, but I heard a rumor that when the cameras are off, Santa bumps some heavy rap. Like, I think it might be true.
I don't know where you heard that, but I mean,
I believe
Elf Michael makes me do some dances and stuff every now and then, but I do that.
That cracks me up. That's so funny.
I love Michael. He is like, what a sweet guy. I'm so glad that you have him on your team, because it's nice to have like such a good person and somebody that you can trust and is on the same page to help you with everything. What a blessing you have over there. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I prayed. I said, God, I need some help with this because we're growing TikTok. It's growing good. Things are happening, but I know you want more. I know that you want to stretch me more, make me. So I prayed for a guy, and it could have been any guy, a person. I prayed for a person to help me out technology wise because I don't get it. I'm 70 years old and I just don't get it. But
But you do though. I mean, like you do pretty good.
I get
I
around, but there's it's Michael. It's Elf Michael, and so, but
Michael, you are also. I know you're
yeah,
on here and you're not saying anything. But
yeah,
hear us smiling right now. He's blushing.
yeah.
Actually,
He's so dedicated. I mean, so dedicated, and I just love him for it. And I actually
he's
have
a
known
good
his
guy.
family for 10 years, and it's funny how we even this came across. So Michael is an answer to prayer, and God bless me 200% more than I asked for. So yeah, I
Good.
trust him with my everything. He's that kind of guy. I hope that
That's amazing.
everybody else can find that person in their life.
I definitely have a Michael. That's my
Do
Lissa.
you?
Absolutely.
Talk about it.
Oh
Who's your
yeah.
Michael? Who's your elf Michael?
Lissa, she was a follower of mine when I had like 50,000 followers, and her and I like connected through messaging, and then somehow we exchanged numbers, and then we became best friends, and now she is such an important part of my life. She's our family friend, and
Mm-hmm.
she lives in Canada. I live here in the US, you know. And she's part of my little friend group. She helps me with all my socials and reminds me of what I got to do. Like, I mean, I got to do something in like 15 minutes. She's over here texting me right now, but I couldn't do any of this without her. And I'm so thankful and grateful. And because she's so much more than like somebody that helps me with my socials. She's become like a sister, just my trusted person. Because, you know, in order for you to have an actual mod, like on your TikTok, they got to have full access, the password, everything. Like they can
yeah,
see everything. You know, they can't do the things that someone could do without having that. So you have to have
Yeah.
someone that you trust completely. And I trust
Yeah.
her with everything. And I'm
Yeah.
so thankful she's in my life.
Yeah. And that goes without saying. I want to mention Elf Carmen. Elf Carmen has been with me since I was 2 months into TikTok. And the reason she came into my life is I prayed for her father was had stage 4 cancer, and we just talked about it earlier in a Zoom that we had. But I and her father happened to pass away, and it was what I said in the prayer that attracted her to our life. And she is my head moderator, head everything. I trust her with all that also.
Yeah.
She has never missed a live. And I did a 9-hour live last week. She
Whew.
was up till 4 in the morning. She was
Mm.
she was up till 4 in the morning with me. And she is, like I said, she's never missed a live. So I want to make sure I mention her. She was my first person I went, I think we can trust this one. I think she's going to be cool. And both my wife and I agreed. And she's always there, always there, always. I mean, never not taking my calls, never not. So anyway, thank you, Carmen. I love you. And thank you so much for your dedication.
I don't have a Michael or a Carmen or
You
Alyssa,
need
and
them.
maybe that's what my life is missing. Maybe I need someone to help me.
Right,
Maybe.
right. Why do you say maybe?
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know. You guys sound like you have like these magical angels that just came into your world and like fit perfectly, and I
I think
don't
those
have one of
angels are
those.
hovering right around you, ready to go. I mean, you have your
I
front line. I'm fortunate enough and
Yeah, I was about to say.
privileged to be on your front line,
No, yeah,
but
for sure.
but to have
You guys
that
are
person,
amazing. But yeah,
yeah.
like I don't have like someone to like take things like that off my
Okay,
plate.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. With your personality, with your heart, with everything that you've gone through in your life and your experience, you need to explode your uniqueness into service, into serving those around you. Okay? You're doing that, but bring that person is just right around the corner, because you should have millions of followers like we do. You're that person, but you're not letting anybody help you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's very true.
you're
You
very
It is,
won't get
hard
them.
it's
to dislike.
sabotage on my own,
Go ahead,
part.
Mama
For
Tot.
sure.
Okay, I'm passing the football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She
No,
should be. She should be.
yeah, she's very hard to dislike. Like she's
Right.
very hard to dislike. So I think you need to post more on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like your Instagram stuff, like your Danielle Instagram stuff is eye catching. Okay. So I think you need to post more on TikTok is what I think.
Yeah.
Because your IG page is like stellar. You look like you need to be somewhere modeling something for people for a bunch of money. I mean, she's so beautiful. I can't stand it. But yeah,
Mhm.
you need to post more on TikTok, and then find someone like somebody like Jill. I love Jill. I was
Jill,
FaceTiming.
seriously though, like in the spread the cheer world, Jill and like my team, they're incredible. But like I don't also like I think I just never want to. I feel like I'm burdening people, like that I'm like asking,
No, you're not
Honestly.
letting them bless you. You're not giving them the blessing of
Yeah.
serving you. You're not. You're not. That
You know
don't.
what's funny
Don't be
about
so
that is
stingy.
like I don't know about you guys, but I'm also like when it comes to like presents and stuff, I love to give presents. I love shopping for other people. I love wrapping presents and giving presents. I am the most awkward like gift receiver, compliment receiver. Like I am just not good at receiving, and I think that's also part of the problem is that I'd rather just like I'm happier to just give, and that's probably part of my downfall too. So
And that's okay. You don't have to
yeah.
change that. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just givers, and that's what makes them happy, and that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah, I don't want to
acknowledging and
change
accepting
that.
that.
I don't want to change that about you, because I think that that's a beautiful thing. And I say that because there's another content creator named Ashley on TikTok, and she's not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that, but she had a tough life, and she went through a lot of things, and she has changed her life since
I think I know who you're
2019.
talking about. I think I
I
know who
mean,
you're talking about.
this woman was like on the streets, and that's how she made her money, and she was in full-blown addiction and everything. And I found her on this app in 2020 when she worked at a hotel as a clerk, and now you go to her account and she has bought herself this 2004 brand new home that was just built. She just got back from Puerto Rico. She has full custody of her children again. She has all of these amazing things that she worked hard. She's been sober now for years. She just cusses a little bit. But anyway, she is one of those people that her and I have had lots of discussions how she loves to give for other people. But I noticed that she was very uncomfortable when I said that I was proud of her. I would say, Ash, I talked her all the way through the buying process of her home because she has no family. She doesn't have a mom to call and ask.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any of those things. And after she signed those papers and told me, I was, I'm so proud of you. Look, you used to be in prison, and now you just bought your first home. Like, come on, like, be proud of
That's
yourself.
amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes. But something would happen when I would say that to her. And I asked her one day, I said, is that okay? Is it a boundaries? And she said, never, ever, ever when I was growing up, because again, she did not have a good childhood of anything. She said, nobody ever told me they were proud of me. Nobody ever told me I was going to be anything. Nobody ever told me I would do any of these things. I don't think I was ever told I was beautiful, not one day in my life. And, here I am. I'm like, Ashley, you look gorgeous today. Where'd you get those pants from? Total compliments from me. And when she explained it to me, I was like, that's okay. You don't have to be you don't have to. You're just one of those givers, and it just kind of stuck with her. And she's kind of opened up a lot more since that happened about a year ago, and she's opened up a lot more, but she's learning to accept those. But I don't want to change nobody, but I think there are reasons why people just want to focus more on doing for others than they do for themselves. They're just those people that just want to give. They just want to give. But sometimes there's reason for those, and I think that was definitely her reason. I
Yeah.
give because it's healing to me. I do for others because it makes me feel good. I got like beat down yesterday because some bad person decided to make up a terrible lie which was ridiculous, as a social experiment. Okay. And in that social experiment, people believed this person and really thought that I had accidentally posted something on IG, and I did not. Anyway, I got attacked for that, right? And I just mentally was drained yesterday because I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me, and I've done nothing. But anyway, and I got up this morning and I'm like, I'm going to turn that around. Okay. I'm going to turn that around. How do I turn that
Yeah,
around? Doing for somebody else. So what did I do?
exactly.
I ordered something for someone lost their mother, and their mother used to have a ring just like this. And they were talking about it in the comments. So what did I do? I got it this morning and I found one of these rings and I ordered it, and it's coming here, and I'm going to send it to that angel that lost their mom. And it completely made her day, and it was beautiful. And I had a better day today because I turned it around. Do you know what I mean? So I like
Yeah.
to do those things too. I like to turn stuff negative into positive, and that's
Hmm.
okay too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good stuff. I had thought about you yesterday. I told a story in my life yesterday that brought some stuff out in some of my followers, and they had made some comments and actually sent some beautiful, beautiful comments in there. That I think Danielle, if you just told your story more and talked about your feelings about what you've gone through, and it could be around spread the cheer. It could be from your beginnings. I think that's the only thing that you're lacking is people don't really know your heart.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
think I
know
do
your
have like
heart.
a bit of a wall up, and I didn't know like
Uh-huh.
how personal to get online. There's always those feelings, but yeah, I mean, you're right. I think about that stuff all the time. I just
What
it's
think about what
sensitive.
stuff? You think about what
Like
stuff?
just the type of content I create, and like changing it, and what I should do, and do I find a niche, and
Uh-huh.
because I do look at everybody. Like, I look at your page and Ophelia and Lindsay and like everybody, and I'm like, gosh, why am I not growing? And I know it's because of like
I
I need to find a way
you
to like connect with people
Yeah,
better.
you don't have to of course, I'm not asking you to tell this story because I told a story that was the darkest story of my life yesterday in my life because somebody asked me this one question in my comments. First of all, this person, she lives in Berlin, and she stays up all night. I mean, it's 8 hours ahead of us, so I mean, it's like all night. But she says, I'm really having a bad day. I'm just gonna I have to let go of somebody, and she's a young lady in her early 20s probably. Um, and I have to let go of this person. I'm in a dark place. I just said, no, you can't go anywhere. You have to be in here. Please don't. First I said, yeah, go ahead, because she was being all dark in my comments. And I went, oh, stop it. No, she's in a dark place. And I said, just stay with us for a little while, just kind of because maybe this will lift you up. And then she says, okay. And she was just kind of quiet, other than out of nowhere. And I had 900 people in there last night, and out of nowhere, I saw her comment, and it was, "What's the most memorable date in your life? The most memorable date that you always remember?" And I got quiet because I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Should I go there? Should I not go there? Should I really go there? I don't want to. I don't want to. is this the place to do it? You know, I
Yeah.
fought it for minutes. I fought it. Then I went, okay. April 19th. April 19th. I was 19 years old. I had a hot rod car. I just put a new carburetor on it. I had my two buddies with me. I went around the block in town. I went around the block, stomped on it, and just to see if the carburetor was working. That's what makes the car go gas mix and stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
and and I went to stop, and the lady on the corner, because it's an unmarked intersection, and I saw a car coming, and they had the right of way, but the road was the street was wet, and I slammed into her. At that time, seatbelts weren't that they were just coming around, and she fell partway out of the car, and the car rolled on her.
Oh my God.
And the car went up on its side, and she fell back into the car, and I ran over to the car, and I looked in her, and I saw her, and I knew, she's not with us anymore.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a story I've lived with for the rest of my life. Every day I think about April 19th, and I don't like to mention her name because I shouldn't. But I told that story, and it just flew into all kinds of comments of similar stuff, and I got these messages and things like that. But I'm telling you what, you don't have to tell stories like that, but they know me. They know who I am because I'm vulnerable. I'm open. I try to do my best so that they might hear that. I'm a recovering alcoholic. My dad was an alcoholic. I've been through cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. I could go on and on and on, but it's that connectability. That's me too. I relate to you kind of person where you can show your heart. Mm-hmm. I cry on my lives. I not always, it's rare, but when I do, it's heartfelt. I can't stop it. And I want to. I'm a guy, I can't. I got to be tough, So
you don't have
I'm just saying, if you get to know your heart, drop the fence.
Yeah, that is what I need to do in all aspects of my life. I'm very guarded because I'm very emotional and emotionally charged. And I just probably am trying to protect myself from the possibility of ever being hurt, So yeah. Conversations like this though do help me because, I don't really.
Why don't you do what you want to do and bring friends on or people that you love and trust and that they could help talk about that kind of shit. Mama Tot would be great to help you hold your hand until you feel like I got this, and then you can bring on,
She does enough for me.
I will do anything for Danielle. She knows I will do anything.
I would be there right with you.
Yep.
Yeah, I would be there right. Yeah.
Well, I love and appreciate that. I do. Okay. I feel like we should just start our own podcast. That would be.
I think that would feed. Mama Tot, I want to see you on ABC, NBC, if they're still around.
Seriously, you need your own daytime talk show,
right?
We'll see. I'll see if they call me anytime soon. I don't know.
Yeah, like Drew Barrymore, I love you, girl, but move out of the way.
Right. I agree.
Kelly Clarkson, goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye. We'll see. I don't know. I just let things come to me. So if it's meant to be, it's like meant to be. I'm just a go with the flow kind of person. I'm not a planner. I'm a procrastinator to begin with. So if it happens, it happens, and so be it. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
So can we start a podcast with you under our podcast group?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But is it like it depends on how often it is. If it's like a once a week thing, can't do it. If it's like twice a month, yeah, I can probably do that.
That's how we
I'm
start. That's how
so
you start. It doesn't have to be with me. It doesn't have to be with me. I'm not saying that at all. I just saying we can help you get there where you should be doing something like that. And you can
yeah.
interview us, your podcast friends here, to start that. And you can have Danielle as your co-host. She would be excellent. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I would love to
Yeah.
see that.
It would be. We've talked about having a podcast for Spread the Cheer or the Cheer Choice Awards for years, and we still haven't done it, because it does take a lot of time, and I would want to do it like we've talked about this. Like I would want to be in a professional studio, and I would want it to be that level and quality.
Right. No, that's good.
Oh man,
I don't
I
care.
have a dinosaur too. That's funny.
I love dinosaurs. What can I say?
I love you.
It's too good.
But
too
yeah,
good.
Anyway, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, loving on people, making them laugh, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm ever gonna do. Ever.
Okay.
So
all right.
There you go.
There you go.
All
Anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
Not for me.
Wasn't the direction I thought we were going to go in.
It never is it?
Totally my fault.
With Mama
probably.
Tot in the house.
It should be called now Too Sassy, Too Nice.
There
we
you
should just
go.
There you go. Works for me.
Yeah. All righty then.
Oh, guys.
Okay. Well,
You're
thank you everyone for listening. I appreciate it. And I thank you guys so much. What an honor and a privilege to have you on here with us. And I just love you guys. And I thank you for changing my life and my direction in my little world. And I appreciate you so much. So with that said, please give us a follow, make a comment. That always helps. Hit the like button, the thumbs up thing, give it a hit. That would be very helpful. And thank you so much. All right. Until
Thanks,
we see you next time.
See you later.